Hello everybody. Sorry for the little delay, but I had some technical issues that prevented me to start in time, but well, here we are and happy to be here. So there you go. Let's get started. How it's been your week so far and your weekend? I hope everything's been fine and well, and you've been painting and drawing a lot. All right, let's Menosi, hello, welcome to the stream. I think I don't recall your name, so if this is your first time, welcome to the stream. Very happy to have you here, and if not, sorry, but still welcome and hello. How are you? Okay, let's put Kroom, hello, how are you? Welcome to the stream. All right, let me just put our cozy background sound for the lack of any music. And that way, if you want to hear any specific type of music, you can play it on your end. Best deal. So you don't have to listen to music that you may not like. All right. So today I thought about spending a little bit of time continuing the Dark Eldar Pirate that we started a very long time ago and that haven't touched since. So I thought that it would be a good change after all the Nemesis art challenge, which, by the way, I think I will put a post next week about that, but why not? I mean, it doesn't hurt. I would love to hear your thoughts. So as you may know, part of the essence of the Nemesis art challenge is that by the end, once the two opponents are finished with their respective characters, you are supposed to see both characters together and kind of decide who of them would win a fight, if you can imagine, or like confrontation. So I'm gonna put them in a new let's put a new canvas, and let's put both characters from Trevor and mine. So his hero against my Nemesis, and my hero against his Nemesis. And I just would love to hear what is your opinion. So let's start first, since we are on my end. So let's start with my hero. Let's see. The Red Queen. Right. So let's put let's reduce here this for now. Sorry that I didn't have this prepared, but as you know, I'm super busy all the time, and I had no time whatsoever to prepare this, but well, such is life, and it's no issue, right? Simon, hello man, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope that you are doing fantastic. How is your Nemesis art challenge? Richard, hello, good evening. Always a pleasure to have you around, man. Much appreciated that you passed by. How are you? Ivan, oh, with that Vertieux, are you French? Welcome. Or if you are not, sorry, I'm assuming because of the last name. So, but yeah, sorry. at this day and age, you can never assume things, because I mean we live in such a globalized world, right? So, all right, okay. So here is my main hero character, and let's put next to the absolutely mind-blowing Nemesis that Trevor Gladstone did for against my hero. So I thought that he would do some kind of warrior, since the Red Queen, it's some kind of knight, or well, like a warrior queen, something of that kind. But she has gone completely in another direction, which I absolutely love, and it's so creepy, and it's so well. Sorry, I will stop talking and we'll put it here. So there you go. And he called him, her, we don't know it, the Endless. So yeah, what a bomb he dropped on me, the motherfucker. I love him, by the way. So he's such a talent artist, and character designer is insane. I hope that you can let me just double check that you can see both with no problem. Yes, here. So let me just zoom a little bit on the Endless, so you can appreciate the work that Trevor has done. So he has come with this as a nemesis for my, to my warrior queen, with her strange gauntlet that makes her live hundreds of years and rejuvenized. Let's put the other versions as well, at least the young one. So if you remember, the thing with the character is that she has managed to live for hundreds of years thanks to this arcane technology through the gauntlet, that she sucks the blood of her victims and rejuvenized, and so she can stay alive for hundreds of years and heal impossible wounds and stuff like that. So she's like some kind of Gengis Khan of her world, right? All right, so to me, what I love about Trevor's take is that instead of, like I was saying, going specific to like a warrior, right, or of some kind, he went with this. And to me, I don't know, I haven't spoken, we didn't have time to have some time and talk about it, so I'm just assuming here. But to me, what it transmits, what speaks to me with this character is some, it reminds me quite a lot, even though it is not the same, but at least it gives me the vibes to for those of you that know about Dune, the novel, and now that it's so in vogue because of the film, which we discussed quite a lot on the previous streams, the sister of Paul Atreides, that she is so powerful child and creepy in some way. So it kind of reminds me something like that, and perhaps he's some kind of, I mean, and when I'm saying that it reminds me, it gives me some vibes, but I'm not saying that it's inspired on her, but certain level. But to me, when seeing this, is that okay, so maybe some kind of god that is gonna confront her, and maybe thanks to its supernatural or incredible powers or whatever, he is gonna chase after her, or maybe the gauntlet that she, with that technology that she used, is related to this endless character, and maybe she robbed that gauntlet, and now or something like that, and he's chasing, or he's coming to kind of get paid so to speak, or something of that kind. That's kind of what comes to mind when I see the endless character. And yeah, it's like so weird with all these things, so it feels like there is certain strange aspect to it, right? So it's not just a normal child, and with this mystery box, right? Well, what is in there? Is something cursed? So maybe she's cursed and she's trying to avoid that curse with the gauntlet, or who knows? I don't know. But that's the awesome part about this challenge, right? That where you put two persons, confront them, and all the things that may happen through the different designs. So, well, all right. So here is my hero character. Here is Trevor's Nemesis for my hero. So now, my question is, in your opinion, and if you please just be truthful, and this is not, I mean, at this point is not about deciding on a level of what is better painted or not, which in my opinion is always going to be Trevor's, because I think he's a beast. But it's more in terms of the story, or the how the designs speak to you. So which one do you think could win in a confrontation, or on the story that might be behind them, that you might be coming up inspired by the characters. So in your mind, in whatever the story, film, novel, or whatever they could be in, both of them, who do you think could win at the end? So yeah, let's go, guys. Tell me, who do you think you will win, the Red Queen or Endless? We'd love to know. Simon, I'm fine. I'm on the end of the Nemesis. I prepare for Juan Toledano art. I hope you all will like it. I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will. I'm really looking forward. Yeah. It's I love the fact that you joined. Seriously, it's fantastic. Richard, The Endless reminds of the movie El Espinazo del Diablo, directed by Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, true. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, it's so creepy, right? It has such a creepy feel to it. Another aspect that I absolutely love with Trevor's piece is the painterly texture that it has to it, right? This background, I love it. Yeah, I'm in love with this piece. Simon, I really like the uncanny vibes of his character. Really unexpected opponent of yours. Totally agree. Yeah, I was so what's the word? Nicely surprised. Exactly because of that. As I said, I was expecting a warrior of some kind, but nope. And I love it. I love it. It's yeah. I mean, in that sense, I think I've been very on my Nemesis character for Trevor's character. I've been very what's the exact proper word, in contraposition with what he has done. Mine, I think it's too two-dimensional. You know, it's like I went too straight forward to replicate exact, like taking too much from the original hero character from Trevor and didn't give a twist to it, as he has done with his Nemesis, in my humble opinion. So I think I went for a more easy solution than what he has done. But well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's first go with these, and then we can jump into the others. Let's see. Richard, maybe it's Junior Cenobite. yes, very true, very true. Man, yes. Hellraiser, yes. Simon, it's hard to tell who would win. We can't tell how powerful his character could be, but I have an old god vibe coming from his character, which feels more dangerous than the Red Queen. Yeah, I totally agree. Yes, but I mean, that's the beauty of it. It's like you don't need to know. It's just what inspires you. What, yeah. I think that I agree with you, because exactly the same reasons that you are mentioning. To me, I think the Endless would win. Yeah. But come on, guys. Don't be shy. What do you think? I would love to know what you guys think about the Red Queen and Endless. While you keep thinking and lurking, let's look at the other pair, right? So then Trevor did his hero, the High Summoner Janus. Let's put her here. And like I was saying, I decided to go the easy route, and instead of trying, well, I mean, to be fair, not an excuse, but such little time and so many things to do that I decided to take the easy road. So I did this as the Nemesis for his hero. The Space Weaver, Nazar, which, by the way, it's a mix of two names that you guys suggested on the last stream. So thank you. That was pretty cool. So yes, so we have the High Summoner Janus and Nazar, the Space Weaver. So my interpretation of Trevor's hero was that she's some kind of agent, police, that police the use or travel between universes through portals or something like that, and to help her on her quest or duty, she summons creatures. That's, I mean, just summarizing in a general way, that's kind of the idea. So you remember I thought of creating some kind of mix between cyberpunk street thug mixed with a necromancer or evil wizard. something like that. So that was kind of my idea, and that he use forbidden technology or I don't know, or knowledge to cross the frontier between realms or realities, and it's forbidden. So that's why he would be chased by the High Summoner. Could be something like that. So, and then of course he also summoned creatures, and in that case it's like, yeah, more like cursed and evil. So as you can see, it's a little bit more, like as I was saying, a more simple and straightforward approach. So that's what I mean, that I went the easy route instead of trying to come with something a little bit with a twist and an interest, a little bit more interesting than what I have done. But yeah, to me personally, it's difficult to say because they are very similar in that way. If anything, even though the High Summoner Janus looks like a badass, let's zoom on her, and her attitude is like, yeah, she knows what she's doing. Well, after all, she's the High Summoner, right? Whatever that is. But she's the big deal to chase the bad guys. To me, I feel that this guy feels very threatening somehow. So I personally think that I think my Nemesis would win, but it's I'm not totally convinced. So once again, what do you think? I would love to know. So saying so yeah, let's see. Going back to this one, let's see if you put aside your shyness, and let's see if you dare to say. Simon, I wanted that you shown the other two characters to tell it, but I like these two. I wouldn't give a winner, but I love the US comics dynamic of these. Maybe you were more strict on opposing his art style, but Janus makes me think of a recurring opponent like Green Goblin for Spider-Man, you know? Yeah. I understand what you mean. Yeah. It's a bit more simplistic, my my answer to his hero. Yeah, in that sense, I agree. But come on, nobody really wants to dare to give a winner of these characters. So it's nothing about Trevor or I, but just about the characters themselves and what they transmit or inspire you. All right, there you go, Richard. Brave heart. My bet goes to on the Endless on the first round. The second round goes for your character. All right, so we completely agree. Yes, I think I agree. The thing with the Endless is like the fact that he is a a child. Makes it more threatening, right? Because like if he is the nemesis for this badass lady, what is he capable of? I mean, it's just I think that's where the key is for making these characters so creepy and so threatening. Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's move on and let's start doing some some art. I will put it here. I will give you some time for the rest that are so shy, and we'll continue with the Dark Eldar. Right, it's been a very long time since I did it, so I really need to think where I'm at with it and what to do. Yeah, I still not very convinced, even though I see that I already started with some details on the armor and stuff like that. I still feel that the pose is not there. I think I'm still need to work a little bit on the foundation of the character and pose overall, and the lighting before I can move on with the rest. I think I can erase this. I don't want. Okay, this is okay. Let's see with the face. I'm not too familiar. I don't know if you remember painting Eldar. So, but I feel that even though I always imagine them, how do you say, very stylized, very elongated. I don't know if it's the proper word. I still think that perhaps her head is too small. Okay, so I think I'm gonna make the head slightly bigger. Yeah, I think this feels a little bit better. Before it was too small. Yeah. That might be what I should do. Oh. Maybe even slightly more. Yeah, I think this is more proper. Still, she's very tall, but not with that tiny head. I mean, even though, for example, if we take this as a reference from Paul Dayton, it is very, very tall. But if I compare this one from others, I feel that perhaps in this one, even he has too small of a head, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, in these other depictions also from Paul Dayton, they are a little bit more human. The proportions are a bit more human. All right. Richard, but the child looks very old. I mean, children aren't usually so slim. Yeah. Regarding the endless, yes. Hey, Lucius. Hello, welcome. How are you? Richard, I agree. The bigger head looks much better. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so let's create a little bit more contrast. Let's see. By the way, have any of you read the novels of the Expanse? Or well, for that matter, the TV series. I think I have seen only the two first seasons, and I liked, but I didn't continue because I don't have. I'm not subscribed to. I don't know where it is. So I started to read the books, and oh my goodness, they are so good. I'm enjoying them immensely. I'm only on the second book. There's a huge series. I have no idea how many books there is, but so far I'm enjoying the books so much. Simon, I only saw the two first seasons too. Still haven't finished that. When does the books take place? So I think what happened, wasn't it in Netflix? And then they were going to cancel them, but then they decided not to. But then they moved it to another publisher streaming platform, because I think that was they were only two seasons. But yeah, anyway, the first and second book so far, they cover the first season and the second, but I believe that the second book goes farther than the second season, because I'm already reading things that I didn't saw on the second season. But I cannot recall exactly about the TV series, because it was a very long time since I saw the second season, so I'm not sure. but I can say that without spoilers, but that the third season follows almost to the letter the first book. Of course, with its limitations, being an adaptation, but still very close to the original material of the novel. I'm not sure. I don't know if we talked about the color scheme for her armor. I still haven't decided if I want it to be like this more metal hue or just go with something brighter. I tend to want to go with something with more color than just metal. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, the advantage that I have by going with something so grayish is that then I can apply some overlay layer and yeah, apply some color over the top, and yeah, we can experiment quite a lot in that way. I really love the design of the armor that Paul did in here. I finally also, by the way, managed to get back on working on the Space Marine, how to paint Space Marines tutorial, which feels very good because to be honest, I'm starting to be a little bit frustrated that it's taken me so long. But so I really want to be done with it because it's taking me quite a lot of time and headache. It's like all these type of things where you know you have a task unfinished and it's just bothering you on the back of your mind all the time. So that's how I feel with it. And even though I'm having a lot of fun doing it, but yeah, it's and especially since I also want to really very badly, I want to jump how do you say very seriously with my project. But I at the same time I don't want to start hardcore with it until I'm done with the tutorial. So it's impeding me to work on my personal project, which is also a pain in the ass. So yeah. And I just hope that after all this work that you or people that will look at it will find it useful. I really hope so, because if not, it's gonna I'm gonna kill myself. especially since I'm gonna I'm doing it for free. So here it seems that the it suggests a little bit of indentation here on the sternum, right? So the breasts on the plate doesn't seems to be very prominent, which I like, because then it would not be very. It would. I mean, all these huge breast plates on armor designs are very, especially for warriors that are supposed to be very nimble and use swords and stuff like that. I mean, it impedes quite a lot the movements of the arms to do like this, because you have the breast plate that is just so I like the fact that they are, yeah, it is not too big, so to become too much of a problem in that sense. Simon, yeah, it's on Amazon now. All right, yeah, Amazon, yeah. And do you know on how many seasons there is of the TV series by now? Because it's been quite some years since the first season appeared. Lucis, I have seen the first season of The Expanse, and I didn't know it was based off books back then. Yeah, it is. Lucius, Paul Dayton, of course, that deserves. Yes, Paul Dayton. Oh, yes. He deserves to be praised. Alemic777. How much reference do you typically use for an image like this? Well, it depends, but luckily for you, I have here the references that I'm using. So it depends. In this case, as I was saying, since I'm not that used to painting Dark Eldar, and I'm not too familiar with the newest designs of their style and armor and stuff like that, so I have this as a specific design reference, right, and how the design language works, but then also to get some ideas about the type of elements they have and things like that. And colors as well. For example, I really like the color combination of this character, even though it has nothing to do with Eldars. So it depends. It depends a lot. Sometimes I barely use any references, and other times I use tons of references. Especially the more realistic type of work I need to do, and based on real things, the more references I'm gonna use to be sure that I'm representing or basing whatever I'm doing correctly. Oh, and there you go. Here we have our now omnipresent and classic bug from Photoshop, where I cannot do anything with the cursor. So yeah, let me just change the screen 1 second. Okay, we are back. And change the screen again. There you go. So yes, but yeah, I can say that I tend to use a lot of references to not so much to use to establish like a specific design, but more to make sure that I don't do anything incorrect. Let's say that I'm doing some historical costume design based on certain epoch or age, and and I need to make sure that the type of style and design that I'm using it's from that era, so I need to have a lot of references. Or let's say that I'm painting an environment from some place that exists, so and I need to have references of that place and make sure that I'm representing it properly. Or I'm painting, I don't know, an animal that I'm not familiar with its anatomy, so I'm gonna have tons of references to guide me, so I represent correctly in this case the animal. So I'm not too familiar about this part of the lore of the Dark Eldar, but as far as I remember, the armor of Eldar, the normal Eldar, it's supposed to be some type of armor. It's supposed to be flexible, right? But as soon as they are impacted, it just become rigid. So it gives them a lot of movement and agility. But I don't know how it's the case with Dark Eldar armors. I don't know if it's completely rigid as normal metal, or but it's a similar material, or a material with similar properties. And I'm wondering that to how to represent here the to represent the core of her. If I want to do something very organic looking that follows kind of the anatomy of the abdominal muscles, or just to create some kind of armor plating that kind of simulate them, but it's clearly rigid plates. That is at least what I'm wondering at this very moment. Any of you guys know? Oh, and by the way, I remember we talked about it, but since it's been a week, have any of you got the opportunity to watch the Midnight Mass on Netflix? That I absolutely loved. So good and so disturbing. Simon, I think there is at least at least 5 seasons now. All right. Okay, that's quite a lot. Drugath, nice work. Just saw your stream pop up and wanted to say hi. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming by and welcome to the stream. That is very kind of you. Anemic, thanks. No problem. My pleasure. As I say, the main reason why I decided to do the stream was to offer a platform where I can actually answer questions that sometimes require long answers, because I'm bombarded constantly on social media with questions that demand writing very long, and I don't have the time for that. So I really don't have the time. And this way, in these formats, while I'm painting, I'm still can, as you can see, I have plenty of time to talk, and it gives the perfect opportunity to ask me questions, and I can actually answer. I feel very bad when people genuinely contact me on social media and they really are lost with some things, but sometimes they ask some complex questions that demand a long answer, and I don't have the time to write. And plus, writing in direct messages on Instagram is not the most practical either. So to have a conversation. Sorry. Yes, now I need to be on the alert mode for my son if he wakes up. So it might happen that I need to go and check on him. Like, it seems that that's gonna be the the new way of things for some time now on the stream. For those of you that don't know, I have a 3 months old baby, and yeah, so it's daddy duties. Simon, yeah, I finished it. A bit disappointing personally. Oh yeah. All right. Tell me why are you disappointed? I don't know. I loved it. Perhaps it's because when I started watching it, I had absolutely no idea what to expect, and that. Oh, there you go. So I need to go and check. Sorry, 1 second. I will be right back. right, I'm back. Lord Commander and Chapter Master of the Blood Angels is sleeping like a baby. Okay. Richard, I don't know for sure, but isn't supposed the armor of Eldar made from bones or something like that? Yeah, it depends. I mean, it's like this wraith bone, but there are other type of armor that is worn by the Eldar Guardians. That is, if I'm not mistaken, kind of the most commonly used type of armor. That use some kind of material that is flexible, but on impact it gets rigid, or maybe it's some chain mail of some kind. I can't remember. I'm just talking from memory, so that I'm not very sure. And yeah, I mean, the wraith bone is supposed to be rigid, if I recall correctly. Alejo Ramos, awesome. All right, thank you. I don't know about what, but yeah. Miguel Mitchell da Silva. Evening. Hello, mister. How are you doing? Always an absolute pleasure to have you here. And as I always say, if you don't know about Miguel, not me, but Mitchell da Silva, he's a fantastic artist. And well, actually, you are kind of an expert in Eldar, so you are the perfect one to ask you. Do you know if the Dark Eldar armor is somehow flexible, or is just some type of metal plating type of thing? Simon, well, I don't know if we are spoiling anything, but the man behind did Hill House series, which I loved, the horror aspect. Here it's more a drama tainted with horror, and yeah, very predictable plot twists. All right. Yeah, certainly it is not a horror, it's more of a drama. Yes. To me, what I like the most is the fact that the most horrible thing is not the horror elements, but the way of manipulation, and how the community, through their religious beliefs, how everything is twisted and corrupted through the fanatist views, right, of some zealots, you could say, Christian fanatics, and I think that it's so scary. and disturbing, and so that's what I really enjoyed about. And I enjoyed the fact with this more horror aspect to it as well, but it's not the main thing or the driving force. I think it's more like you say, a drama, and I enjoyed that quite a lot. And yeah, perhaps is predictable in some way, but sometimes that is, in of course this is a very personal opinion, but sometimes that is not a bad thing either, because it's not about the end but about the journey on the narrative. There are, if it's done well, but of course this is it comes to taste and preferences. So yeah, I myself, I thought it was brilliant, very good. And another aspect that I enjoyed about the fact that it's more a drama and not like a typical horror story is precisely that, because I feel that the making just purely horror would be the easy way to do, and the fact that they decided to do something a little bit more mature as a drama, I think is very refreshing, and more brave approach. But yeah. Nikolai, hi Miguel. Hello Nikolai, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Simon, characters dying sometimes unnecessarily, in my opinion. Still, the religion theme is really well treated, and visually there is some amazing horror shots ideas. But I think I was awaiting a horror series too much. Okay, yeah, perhaps. I mean, I understand if that was your expectations, then of course, yeah, it is not so much. It is like you said, it's more a drama, and but yeah, I mean that's another thing that I enjoyed immensely is the photography and the look. It's fantastic. But I mean, precisely because of the exact same things that I'm saying, that I reasons why I liked it, I can understand maybe if it's not for everybody. Um, and for instance, I don't know if it comes from age or whatever, but I tend to appreciate quite a lot any type of story where they really take their time to develop and to spend quality time explaining and going in depth into the character arcs and their motivations and feelings and stuff like that. So which makes the narrative and the rhythm of the tale a little bit slower, but for me that's fine. I appreciate that quite a lot. That's why, let's say, I don't know, the Revenant. I don't know if you have seen that film. That many people were complaining that it was too slow, that nothing happened, blah 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 blah. I think it's a masterpiece. I think it's so good. And yes, it is slow, and good that is slow, because it needs to be good in order to convey everything that need to show properly. And I feel that in many cases, sometimes drama as a genre is a very good way to, for example, show a science fiction or fantasy universe or world, instead of a more action type of genre or something like that, because it gives you the narrative tools to kind of dig deep into human stories in a much better way than just pure action, as it tends to happen in a lot of films. So, for instance, I don't know if you remember Elysium, the film, that visually was fantastic, but to me, I felt so disappointed, because I saw how great work they were doing conveying that future and the complexity of the society and everything, but they decided to go with a very purely action film, and all the interesting aspects of world building of that futuristic vision, science fiction vision of the future, it's just like sugarcoating and becomes kind of pointless, so to speak. So I feel that a drama as a genre feels more suited to explain better science fiction or fantasy. I don't know, like, that's why I think it's like another film that I really enjoy, the Blade Runner films. Both of them, they are slow, and it's yes, there is action, there is aspects of a thriller and stuff like that, but it's more low paced, and it has an element of drama in it. I mean, even, and some of you might laugh at this, but I think it's, let's say, from all the Star Wars films, I think the absolute best is the Empire Strikes Back, and I think one of the reasons why that one is the best one is because it has some elements of drama as well. Even though, I mean, like drama, but still has some elements of it, and it's no accident that the director that directed the film, I can't remember his name at the moment, but he came from directing dramas and not science fiction films and action films. And it was a great fit for the film. Simon, yeah, I agree with you. The father actor did such a great performance. His way of speaking was so natural. Yeah, I mean, yes, the acting on the midnight mass is absolutely fantastic. So good. And yeah, the guy that plays the father, the priest, he's awesome. Very, very, very good. And I don't know, but I feel that actually this miniseries is also based on a novel. Which, if that is the case, also kind of how do you say, reinforce my opinion regarding the Dune film, that okay, if you have a complex story with a lot of depth and complexity to it, you cannot reduce it to one single film or even two. You need a fucking miniseries, at least like 10 hours or something like that, in order to do justice to the original work. And by the way, have any more of you have seen Dune? And if so, what did you thought about it? As I said, I think it's not a bad film, but I think it's such a waste opportunity to do more justice to the novel, to the story. I was expecting much more. It just becomes some kind of checklist of events that happen on the novel, but without the epicness, the human element that makes things so emotional and epic. I don't know, things happen, but it's so cold and meaningless in some way on the film, in my opinion. Visually stunning, but yeah, that's not enough for me. And some other aspects are brilliant, but and I'm not going into detail because I don't want to give any spoilers. But yeah, some things are brilliant, brilliantly done. But just yeah, it's like stay midway instead of going full on. I think. Right, and she has another type of armor as well, so it's more segmented instead of which I also kind of like. But I mean, all these things that I'm talking about, I think I understand that that's a little bit of an age thing as well, because more and more I get just tired and I don't give a fuck about just pew pew and action just for the sake of it. Yes, I appreciate it. Yes, I enjoy it a lot. But if it's just that, it becomes so boring. Like I don't care. I need more substance. I need more meaning. So in that way, when the action happens, it becomes very intense because there is meaning and context to it, and a reason for it. It's not just for free and meaningless. For example, going back to the Revenant film, again, no spoilers, even though it's some years back. But yeah, it is very slow, and it is not like the parts of action is not like mind-blowing in terms of what is happening, but the fact that everything is so slow and contained throughout the film, when the violence and action happens, it just scales up and it makes everything so more tense and daring in some way. Like it's just two guys fighting and nothing more, and it becomes so intense and so I don't know, epic. And it's just two guys fighting in not special way. I need to watch again The Revenant. As I said, I think it's an absolute masterpiece of a movie. And again, I understand if it's not for everybody, but that's how it is with masterpieces. They are not done to please everybody, but just to please and touch you when you are on the right mood and mindset. Hey Pontus, by the way, I missed you. How are you, man? How are you? And oh, Luis, thanks for the like, man. Simon, yeah, I love slow-paced stories too. That is why I love The Witch. So much of my friends said it's boring. Okay, yeah. Okay, then we are on the same page. And again, I understand that it's a matter of taste and maybe of the right mindset. Like I said, I'm sure I can see that the lighthouse is fantastic. But I wasn't on the right moment to see it, and I should have stopped seeing it because I could feel I was interrupted all the time because of the baby. So it didn't touch me, didn't reach me because of that. So I will wait a little and rewatch it when I'm on the proper mood. But yeah. I think I like to do this metaphor with stories, and it's like a good, well constructed and developed story need to be done slowly, like a good recipe and cooking. It's not fast food. You cannot just like poo 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 poo. You need just to take your time. I mean, things need to they need to have the time necessary to develop properly things. And I believe this to be the case with any type of narrative applied to storytelling in any type of media. So same with literature, but in this case, film. And of course, I'm not saying either that it always has to be the way that way. I mean, there's definitely place for fast-paced and just full packed of action and all of that. That is fine. There is also place for that. But when most of everything is that way, it's very very tiring and makes it very meaningless to me, at least. Pedro Roman, thanks for the follow. Miguel, I'm not expert. The lore is limited, so I think the rules is cool here, I think. Or yeah, okay. Thank you for nothing. I'm just kidding. I was hoping you would help me, Miguel. I was counting on you. Oh wow, got the difference of contrast. That's better. Pontus, doing good. Going to go see what's on the TV. All right, have fun, man. Clases Dibu. Buenas, Miguel. Me encanta la pinta de la pirata chunga, maestro. Muchas gracias. Eres muy amable. Muchas gracias. Richard, yeah, The Witch is such a great movie. Poof, yes, The Witch, I love it so much. And one aspect that I really enjoyed is like this how do you say, this fact that you throughout the film until it far on the film, you don't know if it's just superstition or there is something for real. And I like the fact that they don't come with like some rational explanation from things, but they just dive deep into, no, this is for real, but it's supernatural. It's like, yeah. I love that. And they don't try to explain things. That's another thing that really irritates me the hell out of me with lots of horror films, where they try to come up with a rational explanation for things. When they do that, it kind of loses the horror aspects. I think one of the most vital aspects of horror stories is the irrational aspect, that you cannot understand it. There is certain rules, right? The curse, the whatever, works through some strange rules and parameters, but that doesn't make that you must understand it. And when it's more weird and doesn't make any sense, the more scary it becomes, I think. So all these, there's so many films that they take this route. It's like, yeah, it is this demon, or yes, it is this ghost, but the reason for that is this and this and that, and you know, like everything becomes very squared, explained, and then it loses all the fascination and scary aspect to it, because you understand it. You can cut. Yeah, it's it loses the fear of the unknown, of whatever that doesn't make sense. And that's the beauty of supernatural things, that they don't need to make any sense. That's what makes it scary. Like all these old superstitions about you need to, I don't know, I can't remember now, but like you need to do this, and like some kind of gestures and rituals. It's like, it doesn't make any sense, but it's supposed to save you or whatever. Or if you say this in this moment of the day, you're gonna be cursed. It doesn't make any sense, but within the set rules of that superstition, it works, and that's why it gives certain level of horror, and that you cannot truly explain. You understand how, yeah, like I said, the rules, but not how it works and why it works. As soon as you start to be able to describe and rationalize things, it lose you lose the fear. Klese Dibu, I agree. Nowadays there is too much rushing for nothing. Yes, yes. Peter, hey, how are you? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing, man? Simon, the movie mastered the concept of horror of the unknown. Yes, exactly what I was talking about. Yes, yes. Richard, also the movie called Under the Skin with Scarlett Johansson is excellent and very slow too. Yes, man. Yes, I love it. And once again, is exact. Oh man, I'm just man. This is great. For some reason I think it's not an accident that we start to gather people with this type similar taste or opinions. I think, I don't know, maybe just by accident, but yes, I totally agree. Once again, another part that I absolutely adored about that film Under the Skin is the fact that you don't get an explanation of how things work. Yes, you know she's an alien. Yes, you know, you get a glimpse of or understanding of, in very general and diffuse terms, what is going on, but not how things work. Like when she takes the people into these traps, you never understand really how it works and how it's possible, and that's the beauty. I bet that if as soon as if they could start explaining and show you really how everything works, it will lose the scary aspect of it, the horror. And yeah, I don't know that, but that film is so good. I loved it, and yes, very slow as well. Yes, so good. Yeah. Simon, I don't know if you have time to play video games. Not that much at the moment, but yeah. But you should try Darkwood. It's just amazing what they did as a horror game. Huh. Darkwood. It rings a bell, but a lot. I cannot remember exactly right now what it is, but the latest horror movie that game that I finished was the Amnesia. Amnesia, yes. Which I'm, by the way, a very good friend of the writer for the Descent and Amnesia and Soma, the other game. Fantastic guy, brilliant. Which, if you are into horror video games, those are a must. But no, I don't. I certainly have not played Darkwood. I cannot. Like I said, I don't remember exactly which film game it is at the moment, but it rings a bell. If I see a trailer, I will check it later. I'm certain that I will remember. It plays with what you see and what you don't in a very smart way. All right. Miguel, Dark Eldar armor is lightweight and flexible. It hardens on impact. Okay, so it's what I was mentioning then. I have imagined Dark Eldar armor as many interlocking plates. All right, yeah. Yeah, but then the question is, are those how rigid are those plates? I'm guessing that they are solid, but not but still flexible. That's kind of my my take on it. So I'm feel the idea that I have in my mind is that this armor feels more like it's like some kind of hardened what's the word in English, not plastic, rubber, like a hardened rubber type of material. So it can be hard but still is flexible. But then like you are saying, like on impact it hardens. So that's kind of the mental image that I have, and it can be more, maybe it's more metallic, but I mean how the material behaves, it's a little bit like rubber. That's kind of the image that I have. But yeah, like I said, even though it might be metallic, I don't know. Sensational. Thanks for sharing your process. Well, my pleasure. For real. Thanks for passing by and watch and say something on the chat. Thanks a lot. Miguel, the armor is barbed with wearer. I don't know what the word is and how you pronounce it. Wearer? What is that? It's like a in mesh inside. I mean, this shows my limitations with the English language. Sensational. What is your thought process when you are working in a piece? Okay. Well, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna release soon a video on YouTube where I'm talking about this that I'm gonna say now. The most important thing that I'm thinking in any process is, what is it that I'm trying to say with whatever I'm doing? In this case, with this character design, what is it that I'm trying to achieve? What is the goal that I'm trying to achieve with this? I'm not just making in this case, a Dark Eldar, a pirate Dark Eldar for the sake of making a cool looking character, but I'm trying to portrait or show something with her. So that's the main thing, to have a creative goal and direction to work towards, both narratively speaking, but also from a design point of view. That's the most important thing, and everything that I'm thinking about during the process, aside from maybe trying to deal with some technical issue that I'm trying to solve or challenge that maybe I am struggling with something technically. Aside from that, it's just trying to always focus my creative energy toward that goal. In this case, it was yeah, so to create some Dark Eldar Pirates that needs to I wanted to show certain ambiguity with the sex, like a little bit androgynous somehow, but that reflects the cruelty of the race in her attitude, and so she needs to be cruel and show that, and at the same time cunning and deadly. That was kind of those were the aspects that I wanted to represent, and that motivate me to go with this character. But I thought it was something appealing to try to illustrate and visualize on a character. The only thing is that at the moment, that aspect, I'm not thinking so much of it at this point, and more on a technical side of things, where I'm trying to lay a foundation that works for the pose and lighting more than those aspects that I'm talking about. On the some part of it is already here on the pose and the expression and her attitude, of course, but since now the foundation of that is already here, now I'm trying to establish like to make that foundation more solid and well constructed, if that makes sense. After I have that, I will go back to the main goal of, okay, so how can I convey that cruel side of the race and her cunning and deadliness, so to speak. Miguel, now I understand what you mean. So it's tight. Yeah. The armor is barbed with the wearer that wears the armor. Now I think I understand what you... Yeah, sorry. Again, my crappy English, my crappy knowledge of the language. Sorry. But yeah, okay, now makes sense. And also the Dark Eldar and his armor are barbed together with hooks. Alright. Then I'm struggling with the what it means barbed in that way. You mean like hooked? That's what it means, barbed? Or like pieced together? Or... But yeah, that is tight. Yeah, for sure. That's what I meant with getting an impression that it's like some kind of rubber type of thing that is tight and can be hard at the same time, but it can move and it's flexible and can bend until it's hit hard. And I think it's time for me to finish the stream. I'm actually 30 minutes too late. But at least I compensated for starting a little later today, so that is fine. Sensational, thank you, very clear. Okay, no problem. Like again, my pleasure. That's why I'm doing this. So yes. Sergio Ponce, hi Miguel. Hello, how are you? How much time it takes you to do these pictures? Well, it depends a lot. It depends on feedback. If I'm doing it for somebody, if the feedback is long, if it requires a lot of exploration and coming up with something new, so it needs a lot of pre-work, pre-production, so to speak. Yeah, so a lot of exploration. Or if it's very straightforward idea, then it's very fast. So it depends a lot. It's very difficult to say. And also depending on what are the needs. It's like need to be very polished and very detailed, or can it be very loose and sketchy, or so. Yeah, and sometimes do I even have the luxury of spending as much time as I want, or do I have a tight deadline? Then yeah, then I have to adapt to the deadline, and that's the time that I have to do it, regardless of the result. Tadeo, do you do portfolio reviews or do you do online lessons? For now, I don't do portfolio reviews because it takes a lot of time, and I honestly think that I would do a disservice if I do very quick portfolio reviews. I think it takes time and quality time to do it properly and to be useful. And it takes time to do, and something that I don't have at the moment. I'm considering, as I mentioned many times, regarding the personal project that I'm planning to start, hopefully soon. Before I would have to finish the tutorial for how to paint Space Marines, but yeah. So for my personal project, I would start a Patreon. So I can take away client work to work on it, but still, of course, I need to feed my family. So yeah, I hope to rely to some degree on crowdfunding in order to do that through Patreon. And since part of the nature of my project is what's the word, didactical, so it's like to show and to people to learn how to do certain things. I'm considering perhaps for the Patreon one tier to add portfolio reviews. Yeah, and so like this, we can do it in an organized way. And because another aspect is that if I start if I give a portfolio review to somebody random now, then everybody's gonna start asking, and then why should I give feedback to some but not others? You see, I don't have the time. So for now, I'm not giving portfolio reviews, but I'm planning to do, or at least considering for the one tier of Patreon. And if I do online classes, yes, I teach at CGMA, CG Master Academy, and I teach a class called Narrative Illustration and Characters, and it's a 8 weeks long course. And yeah, so that's it. And also I give sometimes workshops online or in on site as well. But at the moment, online I have this course at CGMA. Miguel, yeah, pierced. All right, so might be a better understanding of it. Honestly, I need to read up on my Dark Eldar lore. They are so different from Craft Worlds. Yeah, exactly. Yes, those are the ones that I know the most, but not so much about the Dark Eldar. Maybe I will ask the experts on Monday. Yes, you do that. Is it something public already, or I'm not gonna say anything more than that. You say if you want. Yeah, I will just leave it there. Ouroboros, thank you, Miguel. Take care. Thank you. Thanks. I see that you've been lurking for some time, but I'm glad that you are there. All right, guys. So, just Kev, hi, and welcome to the stream. Even though I'm just closing up, but no, this is not artwork for Games Workshop. I would never do on stream some client work, because all of that is under NDA, and yeah, I cannot do that by contract. And as a matter of fact, I'm working on things for Games Workshop, but I cannot show those things. So no, this is just fan art. I'm such a fanboy that even though I do professional work regarding Warhammer 40k, I still cannot stop doing fan art. So yeah, there you go. All right, guys. So Ouroboros, yes, the Discord is running. Let me just put it on the on the chat, or if somebody is faster than me. But there you go. I still need to put it publicly on social media, but yeah, that's the Discord, and yeah, it's working. So yeah, anyway, guys, thanks a lot for joining in once again. Have a good night. It's always a pleasure. And yeah, now I remember we haven't got through the Nemesis art challenge to see who are the winners. But if you follow me on Instagram, I will post soon this coming week both again the heroes and Nemesis of this round, so you can vote for who in your opinion wins. All right, so there you go. Have a good one. Take care like always. Stay safe and healthy. And see you next week, Saturday. Hopefully, I will not be late as today. And yeah, guys, take care.